So Buck was in really bad shape because they had all been shot, but Buck had been shot in the head. So they would have to stop at places so he could rest because he was in and out of consciousness. And every time they would have to, like, go to a gas station or something, they would have to wear a sheet so that people wouldn't see that they had bullets in them. Because, like I said, they all had been shot. So people started to become really suspicious. So it wasn't long after that they would be on another chase. And Clyde would end up having to leave his brother. Him, Bonnie, and WD would all basically have to leave. And Blanche and Buck were on their own. And Buck had been shot at so many times. And Blanche was trying to save him. But they took Blanche away and arrested her. So Buck was fighting for his life while Blanche was basically being interrogated. And Frank Hammer told her that he was going to mess up her other eye. And she would end up being arrested, and she would actually do a while in prison, but she would end up getting out. And Clyde's brother Buck would end up passing away. But they wouldn't get a headstone because they said they knew that Clyde would be close behind Buck. So they were waiting until Clyde passed away. So Bonnie and Clyde and WD, they're all hurt. They've been shot. And so WD carries Bonnie, and Clyde ends up taking this 19-year-old hostage, and he has a gun, and the 19-year-old, he has a dog, and the dog keeps barking, and Clyde tells him that if he don't shut his dog up, that he's going to shoot the dog. But there were no bullets in the gun, so he never ended up shooting him. But the 19-year-old basically helped him, and then they let him go. And WD was basically just ready to leave him. So Clyde told him to steal the car, and he ended up basically just leaving for good. And when he was arrested, he would end up saying that basically he was either asleep through all of it or he would be drunk. he didn't really take any blame for it. So Bonnie and Clyde are still, they're trying to get by. They're stealing cars and sleeping in the cars because at this point, a lot of people aren't helping them the way that at the beginning they was. So basically, people are starting to kind of turn on him at this point. And Frank Hammer is really wanting to get them. Like, it's his goal to get them. And so, Bonnie and Clyde both, a lot of times they'll go visit their family, but in secret. They're very careful at the points that they go visit their family. And there was one time that they were going to visit their family, and something just seemed off to Clyde and Clyde's mom. And they just felt something wasn't right the whole time. Well, what it was is that the police were actually waiting in the bushes for Bonnie and Clyde. But because of Clyde's thinking, they would end up getting away that time. And what they don't know is that Clyde's friend Henry has basically been working with the police, and he's trying to help get them caught. So Henry tells Bonnie and Clyde that they can hide out at his parents' house. Well, the thing is that Clyde must have been a little suspicious because they did not go to that house. So I would say he had probably a really good intuition, because his intuition got him out of trouble a lot of the time. I don't believe he was psychic, but I do believe he was probably he had good intuition. I'll say that about him. Because so many times they could have been caught, and because of his thinking, it would save him like last minute. And sometimes I even wonder, like, if he kind of did have a feeling that his friend was going to turn on him. But his friend was terrified because he knew, he's like, if something goes wrong and he finds out, he's going to kill me. That's what he was thinking the whole time. So the whole time he was working with the police, he was also very paranoid of Clyde finding out. Well, Clyde would meet up with his dad. And it said he had some papers in his hand for his dad to sign. But his dad couldn't read, so his dad really never knew what he was signing. And a lot of people think that he had his dad actually sign his will, that Clyde made a will, because at this point, Clyde knew that it wasn't going to be too much longer. He had to have known, hey, they're going to catch me. And he even wrote a letter to that used to be one of his good friends, Raymond, saying that he knew the police was going to catch him and that it was just a matter of time, but that he was going to go out fighting. Okay, so we're going to leave to this part, and I will do the last part the next video. This has been really fun to do, so I've been really having fun with doing these videos. So, tell me what you guys think, and I hope you guys have a good day.